So look who I'm with, Paul Bangay, gardener to the aristocracy. Is that right, Paul? Is that how you describe it?
Well, gardener will do. Yeah.
Well, I really love Paul Bangay's gardens, and I love your books too.
Thank you. You've got them all.
How many have you written?
I'm coming up with the 7th one now. Comes out next year, number 7.
How long have you been doing gardens for?
Too long.
Tell us.
25 years I've been going now.
25 years. And so, what was your first garden?
First garden I ever did was for a very well-known retailer, just outside Ballarat, and it was 25 acres, old Victorian house, and this beautiful big formal garden I did 25 years ago.
Wow. How old are you, Paul?
Do I have to answer that question?
No.
No, I'm 48 now.
So, Paul, what's been your inspiration for gardens?
First of all, I was inspired mostly by French 18th century gardens because they're very formal. But as I've sort of evolved over the years, it's become very sort of loose and a bit more casual. So it's become my own signature style. But I guess more European gardens has been my main inspiration.
So the best garden you've ever done?
Oh boy, that's a hard one.
It's a hard question, isn't it?
So it's very hard to say one in particular, but if I had to, I'd say it's my own in the country that I've got now.
Oh, whereabouts is that?
Up near Dalesford. It's 100 acres I've got up there, and I've done about 20 acres of beautiful rolling country garden.
Do you spend a weekend and say, gee, I want to go and spend time in my garden, or is it like, no, that's too much like work?
It's not like the plumber having leaky pipes. I think gardeners are so passionate about gardens that they're happy to get out in their own gardens and work on weekends. So it's both, business for me and it's pleasure for me. So nothing better than getting out on the garden weekend.
So as a real estate agent, I see lots of houses and lots of gardens, but I was really attracted to the work of Wayne Gillespie. Tell me, you've done lots of work with Wayne Gillespie, haven't you?
Well, yes, I did lots and lots of work with Wayne Gillespie, including your own house, of course. And I was very attracted to his work because of the symmetry he did. He had great balance in his house. It was very easy to put the garden and house together.
That was going to be what I was going to ask you, because Wayne was like a freak when everything came to be symmetrical, or had to be symmetrical.
Yeah.
He would never design one like this, would he, Paul?
No, he wouldn't. No, it was always very balanced, very symmetrical, and formal gardens really related well to his architecture.
Do you look back at some of your early gardens and cringe and you think, oh my goodness, or do you look back at your gardens fondly? Have things evolved?
Look, gardens definitely evolve, but I don't think they're highly fashionable, and I don't think the fashions really go out of fashion. So you can do gardens that I've done 25 years ago, and they still look really good because they're sort of classically designed, so they're timeless. But there is definitely cycles for fashion for gardens, and they usually go at about 20-year cycles.
So lots of urns and ponds still?
Not so much ornamentation. The ornamentation's really pared down, so it's simplified a lot. People don't want that highly ornate French style or English style when it comes to pots and urns, but it's become more simpler. So like spheres have become popular, bowls have become popular. It's become a lot more simpler.
We've got 80% or more in our reservoirs at the moment, but only a couple of years ago we had no water and you couldn't water, and your gardens need water. And were you just insisting that all your clients put a great big pond in, or did you change what you were planting? Like, do people come to you and say, Paul, I need a native garden because if I plant an English box it's going to die? Like, has that had an impact on what you do?
I think, look, you don't have to go native to become water wise. There's lots of exotic plants and plants that people really are attracted to still that are low water usage plants. And I think that's what we had to adapt. We had to put in drip systems, we had to catch the water and preserve it, and we had to use plants that didn't use so much water, but that didn't necessarily mean you had to go to exclusively to natives.
So it hasn't changed, it hasn't had a major impact on your gardens? Didn't
have a major impact. It certainly did influence, as you said, with plant choice. Lawns were the big issue. It's very hard to water lawns and to capture enough water to use on lawns. Luckily now we're able to water our lawns again.